It's the beginning crafter. Welcome to another FlossTube video. Today I only have 3 projects that I've worked on, but because I spent quite a few days at my parents', I didn't want to bring everything with me, so I only worked on 3 projects. First I worked on the Peppermint Purple's Blackwork stitch along, and these were the 2 weeks that I worked on, and as you can see I did quite a lot of the border. However, I spotted a mistake. In here, in the corner, everything should be like 1 stitch to the left. I mean, I don't know if they should be actually to the left or if everything else is not 1 stitch to the right as it should be. Because so far, as far as I remember, everything went correctly. Nothing is too long in here in between. So most probably this square is not wide enough, but I will find out that for sure. I don't really know when. I think the next week is this one, and then most probably these ones. So it will be quite a few weeks before we get here. But now that I'm looking at this from the distance, it does look slightly thinner than this one. So most probably I miscalculated this rectangle, and that's why everything is too short, 1 stitch. So yeah. I mean, from afar you don't really notice it that much in the corners, but we'll see what the design here will be and whether this will not cause problems to the design. There is one thing that I don't really like, but it actually might save me a little bit, is the fact that the colors here are very, very light, and you can't really see much, especially from the distance. They are barely noticeable, those colors, because they are very, very light. So if this continues, and this one is also light, I might actually get away with the mistake, and I won't have to do anything to correct it, because to be honest, I just wouldn't have the energy, the patience, and just the heart to undo so many things, because I would have to like undo all the border, all the squares, and redo them. I guess I could, you know, cut thread just in here and just in this one panel, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to, so I hope that it's not going to be a problem. So I'm actually hoping for a really light color in this rectangle so that you don't notice a lot of things. I mean, in general, I don't like this part here because it's so light and you don't see a lot of things, but it might be actually a saving grace for me if it happens, if that's really the mistake. I mean, I can't spot it anywhere else, so either this or this rectangle is squashed, because I haven't gotten there yet, so we'll see, I guess, with the pattern, because all the other squares and rectangles are fine with the pattern, so they are the correct width, but we'll see how it goes later on. So I've got I don't know how much, it's not half yet, but it's close to half of the border done. It is a bit annoying, but what can you do? You just go with what you've chosen and continue, and you know, it's pretty, I like it. It's just annoying to go back and forth with the same color over and over again, but I think the effect is nice and worth it, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, I did make a lot of progress because I think I was more or less here, I think, last time, so I did quite a lot. I don't expect to do as much, but I might get quite to the bottom of this side with the border. So it's still a few good weeks before I finish the border and can move to the 2020 style, because this is the 2021 stitch along. The other project I was working on is Miranda. And with Miranda, I got rid of some of confetti stitches, not too many, but a few. I did, when I was doing and finishing a color that's here, and it finished in those squares, I would just complete some of the sections in here, so I'm getting quite nicely along. And this part is quite colorful, so quite a few shades of like greenish, grayish things, not just blue. And as you can see, I have to finish, of course, those two rows, but I only have 2 and 80% of the next row, because that will be the end of the page. And that was, well, no, the goal for this year was to get more or less to the half of the page. Now I'm hoping to actually finish the page this year, and that will be quite a nice progress. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do that, and yeah, it would be nice to finally move to the page where the girl is, and there will be something more than the sky and the clouds. So I'm really hoping to get there next year. So for this year, the new plan is to finish the page, because that seems achievable, considering that at the beginning of the year I still had to finish this page, page number 2, and I've done that, and I'm over half a page, number 3, and we are barely in the second half of the year. So it is possible, and I hope I will do it. So that's Miranda. And the third project, and it's also from Heaven and Earth Designs, like Miranda, it's the mini Marvellous garden. There's quite a lot of tangled thread because I'm parking a lot. So I'm sorry. Some neighbors are having fun outside. So I filled this part a bit. There are quite a few white stitches. I found another thread that I don't have, and it's actually quite important in those white stitches, but some of them are confetti stitches, so I just haven't bothered with working with them. And then I have the body of the peacock to finish, and I did also complete some of the confetti stitches in here. So it's getting more and more detailed, and I'm beginning to regret the fact that I bought the mini version. I bought the mini version because I was only able to afford a mini version. I didn't want to spend too much money, but now I can see that it's more pixelated. You don't see it really on Miranda. Miranda was a freebie. It was, you know, the normal size, and it was for free. Because on the Heaven and Earth Designs webpage, they have 3 to 4 free patterns to download. They haven't changed those freebies for quite a while, as far as I can tell. And I haven't found anything too interesting at the moment, but yeah, Miranda was a freebie. This one I bought, and it is pretty. It just, I think the normal version would be better because it wouldn't be as pixelated. But I guess it's best to wait for the full, or at least much fuller version of it. Maybe when you don't focus on such a small part, you won't really notice the pixelation that much. I'm getting nearer to the end of the page. I think it's like 2 rows down, so I might finish the first page this year. Although Mini Marvellous Garden is not as much my important whip, it's not something I really want to continue, and I think after working on it for a few weeks in a row, I'll switch it for something else. I may return to the Virgo, because this time I haven't worked at all with the Virgo, because I got bored. I got tired, because before that I worked on it quite a lot, so I was I was bored with it and tired, so I sent it on holiday and didn't work on it at all. So so this might happen with the Mini Marvellous Garden for a while. Somehow Miranda is not something that bores me that much. I don't think, it's been a while since I didn't work on Miranda. I think it was quite a long while, but yeah, it is a project that really keeps me going, even though it's a huge project. Mini Marvellous Garden is much smaller. I'm closing on 10% done of this project, so it should be done pretty soon. And yeah, I don't know what I'll work on next. I guess the fairy, because it's been a really long time since I worked on the fairy. So this might be my next project to work on a little bit, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what mood I'm in. So far I wasn't in that mood, so that's what you get. That's my progress on the 3 projects. So the Peppermint Purples, Stitch Along, Mini Marvellous Garden, and Miranda. That's what I have this time. 3 projects. Quite a lot of progress on each, but just 3 projects. But I'm still happy, and yeah, holidays is a really good time to work on some things, especially when I have a plan to put a gallery of my whips in the new flat, so I need to finish something before I move into the new flat. Well, Peppermint Purples will be finished because it finishes this year. Maybe the 2020 will also be finished before I move into the flat, and then I need to figure out whether the Hogwarts Crest or the Fairy, they also are possible to be finished by the time I move, and Virgo is also possible. So yeah, I gotta think. if you have any comments about that, like maybe you could help me choose what to work on because you haven't seen something for a while and you'd like to see the progress, let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I mean, if you didn't like it, of course you can give a thumbs down, but I'd like to know then why you didn't like it. And if you want to see the progress of anything that I do, cross-stitching or crafts like knitting, crocheting, embroidery, planning a happy planner and things like that, consider subscribing to my channel because then you'll get to see what I do like every time I post. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye!